Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a January transfer move to Arsenal. And of course, we continue with Mudryk Daily, as we've been naming it since the start of the transfer window. 11 days in now, and we still haven't made a signing yet. I think we all as Arsenal fans wanted to see signings come in early because, you know, the games that we got coming up, remember Tottenham at the weekend, Man United the week after, we would have loved to have seen those signings in before then. But it's been complicated, and the one that's been complicating it has been Mudryk. The two deals, actually, when you look at it, that Arsenal seem to be very interested in. Mudryk and also the one for João Felix. Quality players, but very, very difficult to do. Mudryk one, Shakhtar been holding out for mega money. Arsenal, of course, and I spoke about it on yesterday's show. They want to pay a lesser fee and have sort of more of a percentage of it in add-ons. Shakhtar want more of it up front and less in add-ons. But it does look like they're getting close to getting a deal done. There's a lot of talk that possibly even before the end of this week, a deal can be completed. I doubt it will be completed in time for Mudryk to be available for the game against Tottenham. Very, very much doubt that. But there is a lot of optimism starting to flow. If you look at the various publications, that a deal can be done to get him signed by the end of the week. Arsenal, the only club in for him at the moment. Nobody else is even bothering. I note yesterday that Chelsea, there was this sort of stuff coming out of Chelsea that they were never really interested in Mudryk. And, you know, they weren't prepared to pay that fee. I think a lot of that is rubbish, right? Because now they're doing the João Felix thing, which, you know, a lot of people have been criticising Chelsea for and saying, you know, it's absolutely bonkers to literally pay £20 million to borrow a player for 5 months. I think this is sort of pushback on that, where they're saying, well, listen, 80 million for Mudryk, we just were never going to pay that. We were never interested. I think the thing is, Mudryk has always wanted to come to Arsenal. He's made that pretty clear in all the posts, in all the stuff that we've been hearing. And, you know, Chelsea, listen, the director of Shakhtar, they invited him to their game on Monday. He was in the director's box with Todd Boehly. So they can't say to me they didn't have any interest in it. They did. But listen, it's looking good. It's looking like it could get done before the end of the week. Let's keep our fingers crossed, though. Things can go wrong with deals, but starting to look like that's getting closer and closer and closer. I don't want to end up talking about it every day right up to the 31st of January. So let's hope we can get this one done. And we'll keep watching it and updating you every day here on Transfer Daily. What about this one for Leandro Trossard? Trossard, of course, of Brighton, 28 now. He's had a really good season. 7 goals this season, including that excellent hat-trick that he scored at Anfield against Liverpool. He's been a very, very good player for Brighton this season. Although I must say, was very average at the World Cup, and since he's come back from the World Cup, hasn't really been pulling up trees. You know, I mean, in the game that we played against Brighton, he was very, very quiet indeed. Now, there's been lots and lots of links with him going to Tottenham. Tottenham is said to be the team that are really, really after him. His contract's up in the summer, although Brighton do have the option to extend it for additional year, according to all reports. But his contract is going to be up in the summer. Now, as I said, it's been said that he's on his way to Tottenham possibly this January. However, Arsenal have been linked with a hijack move. You know what I mean? There's talk that Arsenal are interested as well and may hijack the move. Now, he plays on the left wing. How many more left wingers are we going to get? If we get him Mudryk, I think there's no way we're going to go in for Trossard. But maybe what it could be, that Arsenal are looking at him as a sort of plan B in case the Mudryk thing doesn't kind of come off. So let's keep an eye on that. But I very, very much doubt that Arsenal will go for Trossard. I think maybe last year in the summer they was interested in him, but I think it's all on Mudryk now on that left-hand side. And I'll be very, very surprised, excuse me, if if Arsenal were to move for Leandro Trossard. It's got the Tottenham fans nervous. And for the newspapers, it's a great little story, isn't it? Ahead of the North London derby. Sort of strikes as one of those little mischievous ones, you know what I mean? So we've also been linked today with Eric Garcia of Barcelona. Formerly, of course, of Manchester City. According to the publication Figueres, they're saying that the 22-year-old centre-back could be a possible target for Mikel Arteta at Arsenal. Of course, Arteta worked with him when he was at Manchester City. He got the move from Manchester City to Barcelona, but it hasn't really kicked on for him there. You know what I mean? He's not played a lot of games this season, even though he was in the Spanish squad that went to the World Cup, but he hasn't really kicked on. He's not a starter for Barcelona, and there's a lot of talk that they'd be willing to sell him. Now, valued at around about 15 million. Would Arsenal move for him? Again, I see in the links to this one, I find this one again very unlikely. A right-sided centre-back, not a left side. I think, we do need a left-sided centre-back, because Gabriel obviously is the left-sided centre-back, but he's the only one out of the centre-backs that is left-footed. But right now, we've got Saliba, who will start. We've got Rob Holding, who we know can come in there and do a job. And you even can put Tomiyasu in there as well. So I'd be very shocked to see Arsenal move for a Garcia. As I said, very highly rated, but I've just not really seen it. And it's not really hit off for him at Barcelona. But those are the links at the moment. But I very much doubt that Arsenal will move him for Garcia. He may move on because, as I said, he's not starting. But I don't think it's going to be to Arsenal. That's just my personal opinion. And we've also been linked with Alejandro Balde at Barcelona. I was telling you about this one earlier on in the week. Again, when I heard these links, I'm like, another left back at Arsenal? I know you've got to keep an eye out for exceptional talent, which he is. He's already burst into the Spanish national team. But, we've got Kieran Tierney. We got Zinchenko. Why do we need another left back? You've even got Tomiyasu who can jump into that position if needed. I very much doubt it. I had my doubts on this one. Now we're hearing that he's set to sign a brand new deal at Barcelona, which is going to include a release clause of £500 million. So good luck with trying to get him away from Barcelona. This one looks like, now this is something that happens a lot in the transfer market. This one looks like one of those agent-fed stories to enable the player to get a big deal. The agent, this is how this sort of works. The agent puts it out there to various different media outlets and, your ITKs and that, Arsenal are interested, Newcastle, all the sort of teams that are got the money to pay for a player. They're all interested in Balde. Then when they go back and they sit down and they're doing the negotiations with Barcelona, they're able to say, well, listen, these clubs are interested. The fans also of Barcelona will be losing it, saying, well, listen, we can't afford to make a talent like this go. We've got to sort it out. And that enables the player to get a better deal. It's a trick that's tried and tested and done over and over again. And I think this is one of them. And Balde is staying put at Barcelona. But what about Danilo? Now, spoke about it on yesterday's show, that looks like he's on the verge of signing for Nottingham Forest. Now, this is a real surprise. Remember, last season, Arsenal were interested in signing him. I think it was around about the January time. We were interested in signing him. At that time, we were talking about, signing him, and they were demanding like £30 million. Now, we're looking at seeing that he could be moving to Nottingham Forest. And I think this could happen because it looks like he will go from Palmeiras in a deal that's worth around about 18 million plus add-ons. And Arsenal don't look like they're overly interested in trying to hijack this one. It does look like this is going to go through. Now, this is a bit of a surprise because we're all kind of looking on it and saying Arsenal could do with a dynamic defensive midfielder. This guy is a dynamic defensive midfielder. Why are Arsenal not going in for him? Now, could it be that, they look on it and think, young player, this is what some of the stuff that I've read. Young player, he was going to be part of a sort of project going forward, but now we're ahead of that. We're ahead of that where we were looking to sort of progress from, and he's no longer the player we're looking at. It'd be a shame if we miss out on him and he turns out to be a top player in the Premier League. I mean, I'm thinking of that Casido at Brighton. It's not that we were in for him, but look how good he's looking at the moment. And now they're talking like £70 million for him. But it does look like Arsenal are going to pass on Danilo. Could it be also, right, and this is just me speculating 100%, could it be that Arsenal are thinking to himself, well, no, actually in the summer, we're going in for Declan Rice? Because we've seen all these rumours around Declan Rice. Could it be that Arsenal saying, well, there's no point in us going and getting this kid for 20, 25 million because Declan Rice is who we want. Declan Rice is who we're going to invest in the summer. Who knows? It'd be great if Declan Rice does come, but who knows? But, because, remember, when you're doing transfers, you can't just, especially in January, can't just go out there and just buy this player, that, because you've got the summer. When you're going to do the bulk of your business and you're rebuilding, your big building for the next season and the future. So does look like Danilo is going to be going to Forest. So very, very interesting. And yesterday I spoke about Miguel Azeez, possibility that he might go to Wigan. That happened actually yesterday, and he has moved to Wigan on loan from now till the end of the season. We'll join up with Kolo Touré, ex-Arsenal player, of course, who's now the manager of Wigan. So good luck to Miguel Azeez. Thanks for watching the show today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget, we are here every day of the transfer window. We'll also give you any updates if anybody signs. But we're 11 days in. No signings yet. Can we get the Mudryk one done before the end of the week? Let's wait and see. As they say in Qatar, inshallah. Let's get it done. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.